My name is Michelle. I go by Marley Jane. I'm from New York City and I live in Miami. Have been living here for the past 3.5 years. And I am a singer, rapper, writer, entertainer, poet, all that. Till I get to you. I was excited to be exposed to a new perspective, a fresh perspective of whatever the Dream Defenders were trying to accomplish at the time, which was just imagining what a world would be like if we were free to be who we are, and just like what that looked like for us and what it looked like for them, and just like being exposed to that fresh perspective of the Dream Defenders and then also of my peers. I really enjoyed learning more than anything, and then putting that to use is just is what I do. I breathe that music more than anything. So I was really excited to take what I've learned and put it into the art to better the community, because that's something that always meant a lot to me. Using our platform to spread a message of positivity and empowerment. It was enlightening and empowering, to say the very least. And yeah, like refreshing to be exposed to that type of education, because those aren't things that we learn in schools on a day-to-day basis. Those aren't the things that are in our curriculums when we are being taught about our history. So for example, like there were moments where we were sharing like different excerpts and we were split off into groups, and I think me and my partner got something about, I can't remember his name unfortunately, but just about one of our Black leaders who made or brought awareness to working and being underpaid as a worker in, like, during the Great Depression, you know what I mean, and having those struggles and what that meant to him, and how, you know, bringing forth awareness can create change, and just like being one of the first people to do it. And it's just heart-wrenching, because we're one of the first to do so many things and implement change, or at least try to bring awareness, or at least try to, and we're silenced often. So needless to say, while being exposed to that information was refreshing and enlightening and empowering, it was also very irritating. So it made me mad, you know, and I think that's kind of the point at this point, is to be like, not mad, but to have some sort of emotional reaction to the information that we're not always exposed to, or are exposed to, but aren't brought awareness to as often as we should be. So having those exercises and having people who are interested in bringing that information to us was what made me feel good, but having that actual information was what kind of pissed me off in a sense, and influenced some of the lyrics that I, you know, eventually wrote when actually writing the project came into play.
I was just like, yes.
Yeah, and like things like that, just like being exposed to things like that is enlightening and empowering, and it makes people feel that way listening to it through the music, you know. I feel like that has always been my perspective, and though sometimes I stray away with certain music projects or musical projects, for the most part I try to stick to like having a positive message, having an uplifting message. And so I won't say that it really steered the way that I make music, but more so the way that I learn. And because I was exposed to things that aren't normally taught, it just made it that more evident that I had so much more to learn, and it inspired me to dig deeper and like study the last poets further, study like other poets, other like Black civil rights leaders, the Black Panthers, and just like digging really deep into that, digging deep into our actual history before slavery, because that's where they like to say it started, you know. But like things like that, it pushed me to dig into to dig a little bit deeper about who we. Bye. It pushed me to dig a little deeper into who we are as a people, and what that means for the music. So at the end of the day, I may have been doing things on a more superficial level before learning the things that I've learned through the Dream Defenders and putting this project together. And I'll say after, if anything, it pushed me to dig deeper beyond a superficial level and push people to be more aware beyond what we're taught.